Hey, I'm Johnny Palmer and I'm a Lib Dem councillor candidate for the Clifton ward. Bristol Zoo's closure is a really important issue for the community right now. And this video is part 2 of a 3-part series where I want to talk about what is important to the people of our community. So since this issue really kicked off a couple of weeks ago, I've talked to and listened to a lot of people around the issues on the zoo. And there's 4 things that have come up again and again, and I want to go through them now. The first one is the issue of, should we try and keep the zoo? The fact is that the zoo isn't functional in the way it is where it is right now. As I said in part 1 of this series, it's losing money, guest numbers are dropping, and it's kind of anachronistic for the way that people want to engage with the natural world these days. So the zoo as it stands isn't viable, and they are going to move the facilities from here out to Wild Place. The second important issue is housing. No one disagrees that the city needs more housing. There's huge waiting lists for houses, housing prices are going up, and we have a whole generation coming through who are finding it very difficult to buy homes. And I don't think the community are anti more housing. But we do need to see that it's considerately designed, the architecture is appropriate, and it's balanced alongside the other factors and stakeholders in the area. The third issue is around the gardens here. While legally they might not be owned by the people of the area, I feel there's a sense that we have a sense of ownership of these gardens. We've grown up with them, our kids have spent time here, and people feel they need to be able to have access to these gardens. The current plans for the site will be that the houses that are built here will have private access to those gardens and they won't be accessible to the community. I believe, and I think most people in the community believe, these are a public amenity we need to maintain access to for all the people that benefit from them in such a broad way. The fourth issue that comes up around the zoo is the gardens being accessible for kids. I and many others feel that this is an unbelievably valuable resource for kids. So we've got some amazing parks around here and we're really lucky to have them, but they're spaces that aren't as safe as a zoo. When you bring your kids to the zoo, it's pretty well supervised, you know it's safe, the kids can't run off, and it's an amazing place that sits somewhere between your own house and a local park. And I think that amenity is absolutely vital for young families throughout the city and a place for kids to play in an urban environment that's safe and they can just run wild. And I think that's something we need to look after, and I think a lot of people in the community feel the same way.